we do the shloshim ceremony of our father. After everybody going home, the military forces and police officers came and told us that our mother body found in Gaza, near Shifa Hospital. This was a hard moment.
Meet Daniel, a young man orphaned on October 7th, but you'll quickly see the faith and trust in God and how he is living a life with joy. But before we jump in, if you're watching this on YouTube, please let us know where you were on October 7th. Also, share your takeaways from how amazing Daniel is. This episode is powered by Nachdal, the best way to clear your spiritual debt before Yom Kippur. You'll hear from my kosher money brother, Eli Langer, about it. BitBean, the revolutionary software company that will help your business reach new heights. Twillory, the most durable clothing I've ever owned in my life. Sword to Shackle, an organization literally changing the lives of thousands of our brothers and sisters in Israel. And Esrog Shopper, the most gorgeous Esrogim at incredible prices delivered right to your door. This episode is also in memory of Shimon David ben Yaakov Shleima and Miriam Sarah Bas Yaakov Moshe. Here we go. I'm Yaakov Langer, and you're listening to Inspiration for the Nation. Daniel, could you tell me what your life was like before October 7th, before everything happened?
Before October 7th, I've been in Tel Aviv, I've been in Ramat HaSharon in Israel, and just doing my thing and try to live my dream in the music industry and release songs and perform. And beautiful family that I love. I grew up in Kibbutz Be'eri, so I've come to Be'eri every 2 weeks to visit my family, my parents, and a very beautiful life, very beautiful childhood. Exactly in August 2023, I get back in the kibbutz. After 5 years, I've been in Ramat HaSharon and Tel Aviv, learning music, and do all my performance and recordings, and get back to Kibbutz Be'eri, enjoy the nature, enjoy my family nearby, and this is more or less.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like crazy that you were away for so long, and then a few months before you got to like be back with your family and be back to Be'eri before everything happened.
It's crazy. I feel like my soul was needed to be there in this place in that exact time, because it's crazy. Yeah.
Where were you October 7th?
On October 7th, I've been in the kibbutz with my girlfriend and a friend of ours that just came to Shabbat to visit us. Also, 3 brothers of mine were in the kibbutz and 1 brother in Tel Aviv. The day before October 7th just was a wonderful day, sunny day. I get up early in the morning and took the guitar and go to nature singing for hours. I felt so elevating. The day before, I won't forget this day. And 6:30, I woke up for the sound of the missiles, and I doesn't know nothing about what going to happen, or I don't heard any warranty of something like this. And I called my father, asked him if he knows something. He told me he also doesn't heard nothing about it. Go to the safe room, close the door, close the windows. Half an hour after, my mother called us, told us that there is possibly that a terrorist came into the kibbutz, so we need to go and lock the door and lock the windows. And this is what we've done. We've been in the safe room for 12 hours, hearing the guns, shots outside the window. We can't lock the window, and we can't lock the safe room door. In 10 a.m., we've lost the connection with our parents, and we all the time think how we can get out from the kibbutz with no injury, and we all the time message each other to see that everybody is okay. And one time it something like 2 p.m. we heard a knocking, big noise, knocking on the door, and shouting something in some language, and someone broke the door. We hear the terrorist come, and we heard the footsteps, and then I've hold the door and it not locked, and we wait, and we notice he's in the apartment nearby, and we wait a minute or two. We understood he's gone, and after hour we see this text messages from the kibbutz people that saying they getting shot through the door and bleeding to death. Now no one come and no army coming. And we just prayed that we will get out from the kibbutz safe and whole. And me and my brother Omer get out something like 5 o'clock, and it was with the first people from the kibbutz to get out. I'm looking back to the kibbutz, and I see all the kibbutz black smoke burning down. This is the place where I grew up. The place really seems like heaven and quiet and the most secure place in earth that I know. And I know my brother's still there, and I don't know what with my parents from the morning. And I call everybody I can to just do something and help to find my parents, and we evacuate my brothers. And then a bus came, a volunteer bus driver just came, and we decided to take the bus. We don't know where, but just far as we can. And this time I felt like I'm really fortunate to live, because it was hours that every second I could not live the next second. And I decided to do from this point just whatever I want and whatever will make me feel good, because I saw all my life passing by through my eyes, and I saw a lot of pain, and it felt pretty similar to the pain I felt in this day. So I said, not anymore. And this was a big present I feel from this day. And we keep on driving north, and we see a lot of bodies everywhere on the road. We need to navigate between the bodies, and all the sides of the road burning. And we know that we are still in danger, because one RPG can blow us up. Everybody in the first bus from getting out in the kibbutz. And we got on a safe place, and my body just fall asleep, wake up in the morning knowing nothing about my parents, and my brothers get out late at night. And it's a long story that goes on and on.
At what point did you... Can you tell us about like when you learned about what happened to your father?
A week after, October 7th, that we doesn't know nothing about our parents except one thing, that my brother found the data where my parents' phones. So they were in Gaza. And it doesn't really say nothing, but this is the one information we had. And a week after, October 7th, military forces came to our place at evening and told us that our father murdered in the kibbutz. And they doesn't know where exactly, but somewhere in Israel. And actually, my grandma, the mother of my father, is still alive, is 90 years old. And I spoke to her on the phone. We just cried on the phone. And I worried for her because she's old and I doesn't think she's gonna make it alive. So I very worried for her. And at the end of this conversation, she told me, "You're gonna write a big song of him." And this is what I've done. This is really song that I love and I dedicated for my dad. And this time we pretty much have been sure that our mother was kidnapped to Gaza, because that's what the country told us, but it's not was really sure. So what we've done, we just try everything that we can do to get her back. We've tried to do her to be a citizen of Romania, because her family was from Romania. And then maybe to push them to help us.
Oh, go to the government in Romania to do something.
Yeah. So we started and it was very complex. And a month after we do the shloshim ceremony of our father, after everybody going home, the military came, military forces and police officers came and told us that our mother body found in Gaza near Shifa Hospital. This was a hard moment. In this particular day, I knew after the ceremony I'm going to perform. It was a show that I really excited to do. And I decided to do this show because I felt this is the right thing now. And not everybody thought this is a good idea, because it was something like 15 minutes after they told us. And I decided and done this. And when I drive there on the way, I realized that this is how I want to remember my mother. She always was in my shows. She came not in Israel, also in other countries, and always record it and upload to YouTube. And I felt after this show that was great show. I felt so elevated, and it was so healthy for me.
Do you think you're still in shock about what happened to your parents? Like, do you feel like you're used to what happened, or it's still so unsettling?
I feel that's a lot of process to been through, and I still process it, and I feel like I have a lot of knowledge about death right now, because from October the 8th, I felt my father really deep in my bones. I didn't know what it is because it was really new, but he really told me what to do. I went to my grandma and told her step by step, not one day, but 3 days. Like, I told her until she's really realized what's happening. And
you did slowly to not to freak her out.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a really, really good connection with them right now. I feel them in a lot of times when I do stuff that I feel is really resonate with my heart. If it's performance or some interview, or when I feel I do something that really gives people hope and love. So I feel them resonate with me. I can't really say it in words, but I feel I have some process with them along the time, and they are doing process where they are. At first I felt like I want them to stay close because I love them, and we doesn't ever say goodbye. And I want them nearby and near and in my heart. So I asked them to stay close. But I think in the last weeks, I felt that I am starting to say goodbye. This is in books that I read, that I found maybe one word that tells me more than one word. I feel like it's time to say goodbye or something like this. And I feel they give me a lot in this world, in this material world. And I'm so grateful for them to be my parents and to be my guidance. And I'm really grateful.
You're really grateful.
Grateful, thank you. Grateful.
That's a lot. We have so much coming up. But first, Twillory makes clothing that lasts. I've got pants from them that are 6 years old and still look great. And it's not just their durability, it's how easy they are to care for. All of Twillory's clothes, including their amazing suits, are machine washable. No more dry cleaning hassles. Their ear suit is a total game changer, lightweight, wrinkle resistant, and comfortable enough to wear all day long. Whether it's for work, shul, or special occasion, Twillory keeps you looking sharp and feeling comfortable. Plus, their customer service is unmatched. You won't find better quality or care anywhere else. Don't wait. Get $18 off your first order with code INSPIRE at Twillory.com. Trust me, once you try it, you'll never want to go back to anything else. And before we jump back in, I don't know about you, but I used to get totally overwhelmed at these mini markets trying to find the perfect Esrog. It literally felt like a chaotic treasure hunt where I didn't really find any treasure. That's why I'm so excited to share EsrogShopper.com with you. They've made the whole process stress-free and easy. Back for the 8th year, Esrog Shopper has earned the trust of countless customers, including myself. And I get why. Whether you're looking for the connection with an Esrog maker but don't have the budget or time, Yeshua and Yaakov Berger have you covered. Esrog Shopper lets you choose your price point and customize your Esrog to your exact specifications. Want a Chazon Ish Esrog with a pitum, larger size, yellow with bumps? No problem. Prefer something smaller and leave the details to them? Kind of like me? Done. And the 100% satisfaction or money back guarantee makes it risk-free. free. And the reason they do that is because they know you will love the product that you're getting. Listeners get 5% off with the code word INSPIRE. I just got my Lulav and Esrog from them, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Seriously, the best system to buy an Esrog and Lulav in 2024. I remember in shul last year, people were like, where did you get that Esrog? And maybe I made them jealous, and maybe that wasn't good. But you know what? It was a beautiful way to do the mitzvah. Time is running out to order, so visit esrogshopper.com and make this Sukkos truly special. Now back to my conversation with Daniel. How have your siblings been processing all of this? The same, different?
I think each one of us process it really different. My process is a lot with the help of music and to express my feeling through the melodies and the harmonies. And my brothers do whatever they love to do. I have one brother in the military now, in the Air Force, and he's doing his job. One brother, he's do all the electronics in the kibbutz and fix things. And everybody going to therapy, some therapy. I do a lot of in-water therapy. I think a lot of things with movement and like press touches and those things do me good, but really each one of us deal with it with really different way. Yeah.
What has been your response to, like, you know, you saw how evil Hamas could be, and then I'm sure you've seen online, like, so many people be like, oh, Israel's the bad guys. Like, how do you process that? Like,
I feel that there isn't really bad guys or not bad guys. I feel like this is just a thought that we choose to think.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that happens for a reason. And I think that the fact that I was in Be'eri, it was not accident. I feel I was needed to getting through it, because what now I've done all these months since the October 7th, I feel that this is a big present for me and big present for the people around me, because I see a lot of new people now and in the shows and wherever I go, I feel like I can spread a lot of love and hope. So I really think that we are as a nation, we are as a humankind going through process, and we don't really know what it is, but it have to be for the good. And I can see on my life that every day I feel more and more gratitude, and I feel more abundance and beautiful things and beautiful people, beautiful souls. And I think and hope that this is where we're going.
it's very positive. The person who dropped you off, they said they gave me like a heads up. They're like, he's the most positive person I've ever met in my life. Were you always so positive, or did this like push you to be even more positive?
I think that this event made me agree to myself to do everything I can to make my life better. So I read of it and I talk of it and I do things that make me feel better all the time. So I read books and on my shows I talk about it, and I pick up my song that talking about it. So I feel it. I feel it emotions, and I like magnet of these emotions and these thoughts. So it's, if I think of something, it's like a magnet, your brain is just like magnet that know how to bring you the things that you think about. And after you think about it, you can feel the emotions that comes afterwards. So if you think positive, you will get positive emotions and positive results. This is what I learned from saints, because this day on October 7th, one more present that I got, it was that I was in immediate danger for hours, and I knew that if I think, it's not good for me, because every second I just needed to be concentrate of how I get out from the kibbutz, how I get out from this safe room to safe place. And I felt my body like electricity all over my body for hours. And I learned there how to really focus on my body feelings and sense of all my senses and all the electricity in my body. And from then I feel like I can really connect to my body and choose where I want to be, what I want to think, what I want to feel.
It's very interesting, because I do think comparing like Israelis and Americans, Israelis are a lot better at a lot of stuff. But one of the things that I find is Americans have the edge on is Israelis very often like suppress feelings, and like you feel something, like you don't talk about it. It is and it is. Maybe eventually it comes out. So something that you're expressing is like it's great that like, okay, if you're feeling something, it's important to express it and talk about it and not ignore it, because you've been through so much, and there's a lot of thousands of emotions and things happening to you. So it is important. I think it's for anyone whether someone's going through a trauma or just in life, like working through it, talking it out, expressing it, knowing that it's there. It's very important.
Yeah. I feel like more to choose my thoughts, choose my feelings, because what we've seen in the material world, it's just a cause of what we think and what, like, if I think and feel bad all the time, so I don't want to do nothing. I don't know, look at the TV, look at the news, and feel bad for myself, for my country, and just my life is not going, I don't gonna have energy to do something. So if I feel good and I know what I want to do, and I have some target in my life that I'm going to, that I know that I'm going to achieve it, so this thing is exciting. This thing give you power to be good and to have a good life. Yes, this is I think this is a wonderful life, and we should be really enjoy it and do good things and meet good people and do whatever we want.
It's very powerful. Let me ask you, and we'll see whether we'll even keep it in. You mentioned, like, while you're in the bunker, you guys were, praying for hours. What's your relationship been like with God since? Because you've gone through a very, very difficult period in your life now.
Yeah. So I feel like in my culture, there is no really a use of the term God in the kibbutz. Like, we doesn't really go to pray every day or doing this stuff, but I feel like the connection from me to myself and for something that I don't know what happened, what is doing or what is intention, I feel this is really getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't call it God, but I call it something like the nature forces.
The universe.
Right.
Yeah. It's yeah, I think it's just a description of a force bigger than us that's out there that has, whether we realize it or not, a plan, and there's a bigger picture, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting because, like, you know, going through what you went through, I'd imagine it's very hard just to go through it with the mindset of like, no, things happen and there's no like big picture there, because we like to know that we're part of something bigger. And like you mentioned, your parents are on the other side. They're not here, but they're still here in a way, you know, doing something and pulling strings in whatever way they can, you know?
Yeah.
What's been your response? Like the response been like from the people that you've encountered since, like whether you're going to speak or sing somewhere? What have the people relate to you?
I think this is a thing that really surprised me, because I travel a lot and see a lot of new people, and some of them tell me things after shows that I surprised. And one time I performed a famous Israeli song called Ani Gitara. This song, it's song that my father liked the most me to sing to him. And in the funeral, I have done this song. And every time that I sing this song, I can feel him. And when I get out from the stage, one time I performed with this song, one person came to me and told me, listen, I don't know who is you. I never knew your father, but I can feel like I miss him.
Mm-hmm.
This was wow. So I can feel whenever I perform, I don't need to say nothing about what I feel or what I want people to feel. I just feel it and perform it, and people just get it with no words. And it's so powerful that we can connect people that we not always know, and this is a big number of people that can connect through music and through this gathering. Since October 7th, every performance that I do, it's amazing how much people want to come and hug me. I feel so much love and compassion. And I feel like the nation really care for each other and worry for each other and want to help. Sometimes I feel like a lot of people want to help more than the people who need the help want to get the help.
Right. Like you're doing a favor, you know, like they like want to like be helpful. You're like, I don't need help. Okay, you could help me, you know?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow.
I think it's amazing. It's an amazing state to be in. And I hope that this state will manifest and just be more and more and more of it. Not just in times of conflict or times of fear and people hurting. I hope. And this is something that I really looking forward.
Yeah, that will all be connected in the good times, not just the hard times. That's very powerful. We'll be right back. This episode is heavy, but it's also like you're seeing the light. You're seeing the joy in his voice and his face, and it's incredible. But before we get to there, I have a message from my brother. But before we get to there, Israel is under attack, and it's a nightmare no one should have to live through. But for countless families and businesses, it's their reality now. And here's the real question. How do their lives continue on? How do these people rebuild their lives? This isn't just about surviving the immediate crisis. This is about helping an entire nation stand back up. I have friends in Israel whose businesses are on the edge, ready to collapse, and they've gone months without customers, whilst those same soldiers defending Israel day in and day out can't afford a basic meal. Sword to Shekel is the lifeline they desperately need. They're buying from struggling businesses and feeding soldiers who are risking their lives to protect the country and feeding their families. But they can't do it alone. Your donation isn't just charity, it's a lifeline. Help Sword to Shekel rebuild Israel from the ground up. Give now at swordtoshekel.org, that's a 2, the number 2, and be the difference between survival and collapse. We will tell Hashem that we did tshuva, we did tefillah, and this is our tzedakah. We've been doing this campaign for a few weeks now, and we're so close to our goal. Anything you can give, please do give anything, and should always be on the giving end. Now, we all know innovation is driven by technology. Take Starbucks, for example. What started as a single coffee shop became a global giant thanks to its embrace of technology and advanced software. From mobile ordering to personalized rewards, Starbucks transformed customer experience and redefined the coffee industry. Something really cool, they have billions of dollars stored in their app from customers, showing how smart software can unlock possibilities you never even imagined. For business owners, this is the path to success, using technology to elevate your business. That's where BitBean comes in. Their software solutions empower you to revolutionize operations, enhance customer experience, and enter new markets. Imagine a nursing home automating scheduling, tracking patient care, and improving communication with families through custom software. Or a real estate firm managing properties, analyzing market trends in real time. These aren't just ideas, they're innovations that can transform your business. Just as Starbucks used technology to thrive, you can too. With BitBean, your business can grow beyond expectations. Visit bitbean.com to make your vision a reality. Innovate and lead with BitBean by your side. Now, quick word from my brother Eli.
Eli Langer here, yes, the kosher money guy. Imagine you're driving, you hit a puddle, you splash mud on an elderly man's suit. Halachically, you owe him, but he's gone. How are you going to find him? So as Yom Kippur approaches, we ask for forgiveness and aim to settle all our obligations before God. But an often overlooked part of tshuva is settling financial debts. Check this out. Nechtal, founded by leading Gedolei HaPoskim, offers a solution for those who owe money, but you can't locate the recipient, the guy with the muddy suit. Where is he? So, using the principle of Zachan la'adam shloi b'fanav, Nechtal allows you to resolve your debt even when the person owed is unknown or unreachable, the guy with the muddy suit. Their bezdin accepts the funds on behalf of the rightful owner, and then they take the money and they lend them interest-free to those in need. So you're creating mitzvos, merits for both you and the one owed, and the guy with the muddy suit is nowhere to be found. So common scenarios, what are they? They include accidental property, if they are damaged, unpaid bills, mistaken overpayment. You can be stuck, but introducing Nechtal. They'll help you resolve the debts halachically, ensuring your slate is clean before Yom Kippur. Nechtal is endorsed by Gedolei Yisrael such as Harav Naftali Nussbaum Shlita and Harav Yitzchak Zilberstein Shlita and many more. I think this is brilliant. Nechtal gives you the peace of mind and a clear conscience. I didn't even know something like this existed, but now it does. Check it out. Visit nechtal.org, nechdal.org. Links in the show notes. Or if you don't want to do it on the line, there's a phone number. Call 718-750-4080 and act now. Oh, it's after Yom Kippur? You're listening to this late? Well, first of all, you should be listening to these episodes way before, right when they come out. Fresh content every Motzei Shabbos. But if it's after Yom Kippur, don't worry, it still counts for next year. I think this is absolutely brilliant. We all know somebody we may have wronged, but we don't know how to pay them back, right? There's so many different scenarios. Ask AI. I'm sure they can create a bunch, but now you have the ability to make good on it. Enjoy.
And now back to this week's episode. I saw a clip of you, and it could be you did it a few times, but I saw one clip of you going back to Be'eri and performing there. And it's a very striking video because you're like singing and it's beautiful and powerful. And like all around you, there's destruction. Everything's broken. How is that for you?
first time I came into my parents' house, it was just to take my music stuff. I didn't really wanted to see it. I didn't need it, but I needed the stuff there. Not in their parents' house, but my house near. So when I get out from there, I had a lot of pain because I see all this destruction and I grew up in this place. Second time, I came with people from France who are doing, they active in the pro-Israel stuff.
Activists, for French activists.
Yeah. And was for the explanation of the story of my family. And I felt this is connecting the community, so it's really important stuff to do. So this is what I've done. And every time I speak, I feel like when I bring my guitar, I more loose and it's easier for me. So they asked me to sing them, and this was very powerful because I sang this song, Ani Gitara, and I could feel my parents sitting in the couch, and I sing to them, and I just felt like this destruction, this black and all this burned dishes and broke things, and I felt like this is suddenly became beautiful. And people, they cry in there, and it was very unique. So second time, there was a lot of news channels came to the kibbutz to do articles on what happened in Kibbutz Be'eri. The kibbutz asked for me to do a show, and I told him, all right, but this time I'm gonna do it big. So I told him I want to do it with a band. So I brought up a band, a full band, with a sound system, and we performed a whole concert on the porch, and it was so powerful. Every word that get out from my mouth and my band mouths was magic. And this, I felt, was like to take something broken and to make it a monument. And it was so beautiful. All the news, I was in the front paper of the newspaper, the big newspaper, Yehudit Ahronot, and all the news showed it, and it was really big because everybody was so broke, and everybody talked about how we are in a bad situation, and suddenly someone just doing something he loves in this thing. So it was very unique.
It's very interesting that you're saying that, and I think there's obviously, like you and I, we had come from a different background, both Jewish, but different countries and different cultures and stuff like that. But there are so many similarities because, like, I know there's this idea, this concept that in Judaism that like the world, ultimately, like God created a world, and there's a lot of parts of the world that are broken, and it's our job to take those pieces and put it together and to try to, that's how we spread light. Like, not everything is necessarily perfect in a way, but it's our job to go and take that, and like you're saying that in that example of literally there's so much destruction around you, and you're elevating it with the music and helping people connect and feel like it's really, that's what it is, you know?
It's amazing.
So before I ask you to sing a song, I know you don't have your guitar here, but you're just going to do it just with the mic. But what advice would you give to someone who's going through a hard time? Maybe they lost a parent, they lost their parents, they lost a child, whatever it is. They're going through a very rough time. What advice would you have for them?
Wow. Who am I?
Listen, you're someone, you've gone through an experience and you have what to share.
I feel like in my experience, going through a hard times, it's the best time to invest on yourself. Because when everything's good, so everything's good. And you feel like if you're doing a little bit things for you, it's not that effective. But if you, when you're down, you started to invest your wealth, your being, your mind, and everything that really feels good, it's gonna multiply itself. This is what I feel now. When I woke up the morning after October 7th, I took the guitar and just played an old tune and cried. I felt, this is crazy, but I felt amazing just expressing my feelings. And I feel this has helped me to stand up and be strong for myself, for my family, because I don't really make this strength. I need to let it get in me. If I express myself, I cry all the bad stuff and the world is just gonna fill you up.
I have before we get to the singing, I have a very personal question and you could choose to answer or not. What would you tell your parents if you could talk to them now?
That I love him so much and I'm grateful for them to be my parents and to raise me all these years and put all this effort to me being a good person for me and for the world.
I'm sure they're looking down, smiling at you and the rest of your siblings. Okay, so I'll let you choose which song you want to do. I know there's a lot, and for like musicians, I always feel like it's hard. They're like your children, like which song to choose. But I don't know. At that closing off the interview, you choose which song.
All right. So I sing the song that I talk about a lot in here. It's called "אני גיטרה". אני גיטרה, הרוח מנגן עליי, בחילופי עונות. אני גיטרה, ומישהו פורט עליי, בחילופי המנגינות. כשמתחשק לי לפלרטט, אני פוצח בדואט, גם אם זה טריו או קוורטט, זה לא מפריע. על משבצות אדום לבן, אשכול בשל על השולחן, ואגסים דמויי סזן, וגם סנגריה. אני גיטרה, הייתי פעם עץ אולי, ובתיבת התהודה. אני זוכר את כל מי שניגן עליי, ואני אומר תודה.
It's really beautiful.
Thank you so much.
I could see how much you feel it, you enjoy it, when you're singing. It's really cool.
Thank you.
For those who don't know Hebrew, could you explain what the song is about?
Yeah. This is a song that I feel is very abstract. Everyone find himself in a different way. So for me, it's like I'm a guitar, so I'm a person that have been through this life and have all these adventures. So someone strums on my strings, in this life, and I choose to enjoy it. I can say, I don't know. Now I'm just, for instance, I am just arrived from a tour that I have been doing in the US, and I could choose to say, wow, the travel was so hard, the planes and the long roads, but I choose to see the beautiful things. I choose to see the beautiful persons, the beautiful nature that I saw, all the trees and the water and the rivers. So someone strums on me, and I'd say thank you.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Again, you're saying other concepts that are like so enmeshed with Judaism of like focusing on the good, focus on how much we have. You know, we're recording this in Av, the Hebrew month of Av, which is, you know, known as like a very dark time for the Jewish people, the Beit HaMikdash, where it was the two of them were destroyed. And there's a famous line that says, Mishenichnas Av ma'an b'simcha. When it comes to Av, you're supposed to lessen your simcha, lessen your joy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think growing up, I remember like, oh, during Av, it's a very dark time. It's very sad. And someone pointed out once, like, no, you're supposed to lessen your joy. A Jew is, you're always supposed to be filled with joy. There's always good. Okay, maybe this month it's, you know, we're thinking about all the tragedies that have been happening throughout the ages. Fine. So it's a little less joy, but you always have to go through life with that joy, that eye of like, there's good, God has a plan, there's good, and we have to look for that. So
Yeah.
Danielle, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Yaakov. It was so much fun.
Thank you. Woo. There's so many takeaways from this episode, and we'll get to that. But first, if you made it to the deep end of this episode, please drop the word amazing in the comments, because that's who Daniel is. Thanks again to our sponsors. If you want to clear out your spiritual debt at nechdal.org, support the soldiers and businesses and people of Israel with swordtoshekel.org. Use code INSPIRE to get 5% off your Esrog at esrogshopper.com. 100% money back guarantee. By the way, you'll love it. Also use code INSPIRE for $18 off your first Twillory. Guys, have you not used Twillory yet? Go ahead and you'll get $18 off your first order. Or go back and get amazing clothing, because they make great clothing. And reach out to our good friends at BitBean to truly get your business into the big leagues with smart and tailored software. Daniel's ability to transform his personal grief into a source of light mirrors the Jewish concept of tikkun. In Judaism, pain and darkness are seen as vessels holding divine sparks waiting to be elevated. By continuing to sing and inspire others after the tragic loss of his parents, Daniel turns his suffering into a force of healing and hope, embodying the Jewish principle that even in the deepest darkness, there's a potential for great light to emerge. Exactly 365 days ago on Simplest Torah, while most of us were dancing in joy, tragedy struck, but just as Daniel refuses to give up, neither can we. We can all dance again, stronger and more united. However, our joy will not be complete until the 101 hostages are brought back. It has been too long, and now is the time to bring them home. Remember, inspiration is everywhere. L'chaim. Living L'chaim.